we define Web 1.1, 1. No, nobody ever defined this because it only became something whenever they developed Web 2.0. Web 1.0 is what everybody has. It's your website. It's what we have. It's our website. Oh, it's when we have a website that we as the creators of the website define the content for. Yeah. And as opposed to Web 2.0, which is the content is defined by the people that go onto the site. So Facebook would be nothing without all the people using it. Even Wikipedia would be nothing without all the contributors contributing articles, even though the majority of users use it to read rather than to contribute. LinkedIn would be absolutely nothing. The creators of LinkedIn did not create the content for it. It's you and I and everybody creates the content for it. Most recruitment company websites aren't Web 2.0 websites. There isn't a lot of interaction there. Okay, there may be some feedback. There may be an opportunity for you to submit a CV, but it doesn't really interact with the content of the site particularly. So that's okay. But the big impact of Web 2.0 is that because it's user-generated, people talk about you. And the way that people talk now is, I'm going to talk about SEO later on, and I know you're keen to get in on that one. I had said this rash statement a long time ago, SEO is dead. And the reason SEO is dead is because if I want to do business with somebody or something, or if I want to buy something, I'll just go to Google and I'll type it in, and I'll find out what other people are saying about that thing or that company. And it's actually more influential to me to read what other people think of a company than what the company has to say about itself. So your web presence used to be totally under your own control. Your web presence used to be just your own website. Now your web presence is what other people say about you. So it's moved off your site into social media, into what other people are saying. So it actually takes the pressure off designing your own website because it becomes less important now and only one component of your overall web presence, whereas it's really important to start engaging with people where they are. So if you do IT recruitment, you need to have a web presence in the places that IT people hang out, whether it be on forums or technology forums or LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever it happens to be. That's where your presence needs to be.
Shane, can I ask a question there? Sorry, you mentioned something interesting. When we set this up, I mean, the question we asked for all the participants is the main reason they use their site for. And a lot of the things that were said there was to promote our services, to sell our services, awareness, provide information, advertise jobs, attract new clients, new candidates, and informing clients to some extent. Would you say that is still very much a Web 1.0 mindset that most people have with websites? Would you say they fall in that? Most recruiters will still fall in the the Web 1.1 mindset where it's just bullet points about their service, or would you say there's?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you define if you go back to my first slide as to what most recruiters realistically want from their website, it becomes almost it's the difference between an old-fashioned shop that used to go in and ask the shop assistant for everything and a supermarket where you go and select what you want and then go to the pay point. And your website is becoming more and more like the pay point. It's the front door. It's the place where you actually engage to do business.
Yeah.
But by the time you get there, you've already made up your mind. In the sense that you've already read the reviews, what everybody else has said about it.
Yeah.
I don't believe that a recruitment, it actually takes the pressure off web design from the point of view of having to, in the old days, your website had to bring people through the whole sales process, awareness, interest, desire, and action. Now people are arriving on your website already knowing a lot about you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do the early stage stuff. It's all about tying down what it is you want to do much later in the sales cycle.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, what you're mentioning and what you're saying there is that because of other sources like a LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, that's actually doing more work in terms of a web presence than your actual website would.
Yes, well, it depends on how much you engage with it.
Yep.
Well, put it this way, Virpia, as we're going to talk later on, I mean, we'll use ourselves as an example. How do people actually know about intelligence software? People find out about intelligence software because of direct marketing, but probably because of the fact they get engaged with our LinkedIn group and they want to be part of the South African Recruiters Network. Sorry, not the South African Recruiters Group. Yep. And so that's where we start engaging with people. We start engaging with people because we're out there and we have a presence in the outside world. Our presence is not limited to our website. If it was, we may have a problem because of the fact that we don't have we can extend our reach and become a voice of authority through commenting on forums on LinkedIn. Whereas if we sit within our own four walls of our website, then we're not really engaged in our community and we're not reaching out to people. So you've got to do both. So maybe the challenge, because you've now got to do all sorts of different things, is a higher challenge than just giving it to a techie to design a website for you 5 years ago that you don't change. And it's now a case where you've got to be constantly active with regards to maintaining a profile within a community.